G'day and welcome. Lots and lots of details in this video about the carport, about the Mercury board, about Graham Staley, and a bit on the XC and XW, and a tiny bit on the XD as well. So I hope you enjoy. So not looking forward to the end of summer. I'm looking forward to sort of putting all this. Look at this. Long grass, neglect, rusty car, doesn't matter. That's been doing that path again. I've got to do some weeding down there, but I'll put some more topping down. It was out from the, what do you call it? Underneath the carport. Right, builders have been working really hard. These guys work so hard in the heat too. There's the old fence. Now, I'm thinking about salvaging some of this because for making models, that stuff looks fantastic. For systems models and that sort of thing. I did a fishing pier a while ago, a park bench on a fishing pier with an Arduino hidden underneath it. But also good because I'm making Rosie a little stable thing, like a doll's house stable thing. I'm going to build a big fence that goes from that green 4x2 thing right across, and that will give us more privacy. And you can see XA doors, they're the old XA doors. I don't like car stuff outside, but it's got big drain pits and all sorts of stuff in there. It's done a wonderful job. So they're getting ready to come in here. I think that tree's going to be all right. I can transplant it. So I think I'm just around the corner from being finished. I hosed this off to sort of subside some of the dust, or at least to quench some of the dust. And I'm almost there, I think. There's a couple of bits. I think it's still high there. And maybe a bit more out of there. There was a crack. I didn't want to see how deep it was. And then I think we're going to have to dig a little bit more. He might bring his front end loader in after I've done all this and decide to go a bit deeper. But at the end of the day, that's nearly done. And pretty soon I can populate it and talk about XA Falcons and all that sort of stuff. This is Graham Newbury's Staley bonnet. And I left that paint there so you can see. Hang on. The mess it was in. Hang on. Check this out. This looks like it was painted in acrylic, which is stuff I use too. Look at those humidity bubbles all through the whole thing. I don't know if you can see it from there. Hang on, I'll try and do it from another angle. Yeah, I'm stepping in mud. I'm hoping you can see it. They're terrible. And all of that has to come off. It looks like somebody's painted it in really, really humid conditions. Now, the rest of the bonnet is average. I'm just using the old Prime as a guide coat. The light's terrible, I beg your pardon. So, I've done 120 wet, 240 wet, now I'm doing 320 wet. It's got a crease there, and you can feel it there. See there? It's got a crease there. This car owes me about $1,200, and I'm giving it to Graham for nothing. So I've got some guards, which one was off the red car that Mum rode off that I bought new. That's that one. These guards are peachy. There's nothing wrong with those at all. So they're going on. That one I primed and had to rub out because it had a bit of rejection in the paint. And there's also a new bumper for the front of it, so it's going to look really peachy. So I'm using the new carport on the dirt. I can't paint in here obviously, but I can do this sort of thing. Got the dog poo bucket. Oh, hang on a minute. All the flies will come out. There you go. I left it in the rain, and the smell was unbelievable when I tried to empty it. So I'm going to take the rest of this white off. The light's terrible. And what if you do it in my shadow? Oh, that shows you. Hang on. Can you focus? Now that's in focus. How dreadful is that? So this is a black panel. They're not normally like that when you pull them off a factory car. That's a replacement panel. The car's been smacked in the front before, which we know about. Somebody's bought a new panel and I think they've smacked it again. It's painted in acrylic, which isn't bad, but not when you paint it like that. It's just not as good as 2-pack, which is what the original finish would have been. Well then, I've been painting Staley parts. Right, look at this work they're doing next door. It is fantastic. loads of Rio and bits and pieces there. The whole thing's going to be concrete. Right, so wood, labour intensive wood. Right, so this is all scraps from a tree and bits of fence, bits of hardwood there that are going to Susie's place. I've got a whole trailer load of wood for her. That all goes in the bin. I can put that in this week. That's all treated pine stuff which you can't do anything with. That'll go under the house for... That's off a guinea pig cage, a rabbit cage that I built years ago. We've got this fence, and it's an old fence, red gum posts, and I think it's Vic Ash on the palings. Really, really good stuff. Pity to burn it. So I'm going to take this in. Every picket has to come off and be denailed, and whatever I can use, I can use. Some of it's pretty good, you know. I mean, there's thickness to that. And the beauty of this stuff is you run it through a thicknesser, obviously not with nails or screws or anything in it, but it comes out absolutely beautiful. And a lot of these sort of modern kids like industrial design, you know, exposed bricks and converted warehouses for residential spaces and furniture that reflects the same sort of thing. And I think this is going to look great. So I've got a bunch of it here, which I'll take in. Nice. Oh, look at this. So they came in, they had to take out some of the softer soil. And it's the only place, like the rest of the garage didn't have this underneath it, that sort of waterproof membrane, plastic, whatever you want to call it. It's got the Rio there. Might have to jack that bit up at the bottom there. It's a little bit low, so it can come up. And Wednesday apparently is the day for concrete. So that's what we're up to at the moment with Carport. So I'm just wet sanding Graham's guards. The problem with Graham, because he does this as a job, is anything less than perfect you can see, particularly in repairs. So it's like, I've got marks in there, a couple of bits of crap obviously in the paint, but he's going to see it on this. This is definitely not my best work. I've just got to get it finished though, because we've got this Merc here. I bought Charlie a Merc, an old 230E, whoops, which wasn't my first choice. I would have liked a 280 CE, the coupe one. And, you know, it's I need to get some work done on that to get it on the road. This is just water with a drop of washing liquid in. Not enough because there's no suds left, but I'm just going around with 1200, that's what that is, getting the tops off, and then I'll go with 2000. I'm not going to buff it yet though. I want the panels to stay out in the sun, really harden off. They're hard now, but I'll probably buff up to sort of the waistline maybe there, just so I can put the decals on and put it back on the car. And then I'll do the top of the bonnet. The bonnet I've had to fit on the car. The carport's been, what do you call it? The concrete was supposed to be last Wednesday, but they're double booked. So the place next door has been done. Right. Now these aren't buffed yet, they're just wet sanded. But I wanted to buff them on the car because the last thing I want to do is drop them off. So we're going to get that going in there like that. Doesn't seem to be sitting properly. Probably because of that. Cool. So I'll just stick that there, I think. I've also broken a bolt there. I have to get that out and mess around with it. So I've just got to place this where I think it's going to go, because there's a fair bit of movement. Just a minute. Oh, pardon me. The sniffles. What have we got going on down here? So it's got to come in a bit. So at the top it's alright. So I can put that stick on the better. Where that can come up, will be going there. And I've just got to swivel that in a bit, I think. Just leave it like that. There we go. Now this guard was off the grey one I had, the silver one I had. I then painted it blue to stick on the other one that Rosie painted the guard on. And the colour was all wrong, so we ended up just sort of blending it. Yep. And another faster up here, one behind here, one down the bottom, one in here. So I'll get to do another one there. So this is just an exercise in anything I've got that's better than what was there. These two guards were Minters. I'm just going to put this plastic thing in for the bonnet stay. Which is the best one? Definitely that one. What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. It can't have been too important. Here we go. I'm going to put that piece of wood in. Oh, look at that. Right. Just going to fix this up. That was my mistake. I broke it, which it was a little bit stiff, but I don't think it broke. We've got to do a service as well. I keep banging on about that. And the locks recoded. I want to get those done. You'll have two keys instead of, like, at the moment there's 3 or 4 different keys that operate the car, which is useless. So I've got to fix that up. I better do that first, actually. I'll tell you what, I'm an absolute recycling nerd. All of this fence, unless this actually looks a bit green. Oh no, yeah, that's all right. That's Vic Ash. So it's absolutely beautiful timber. There are some treated pine bits, and they're no good. We'll just chuck them out. But I'm keeping them, denailing and keeping them. Well, I'm taking them to school for the kids' projects. It's good for them to learn about recycling, and that's what, you know, one of the units are. But yeah, that's what that is. Vic Ash or Tassie Oak, it's pretty much the same thing. But there's some really, really good cuts. So that's only a small bit of it. I've got more to do yet. Let's talk about this Merc. I bought it for Charlie, a 230E. So not a great model. I've had 4 Mercs, I think, yeah, all V8s. But we've just put some white walls on it. Got them really cheap online, but got ripped off fitting them. I should have done it at work, but I wanted to dispose of tyres. And I got them fitted, a front end alignment done, and 5 tyres taken off the old Bluebird rims, and they charged me $260. So I won't be going there again. They used to charge $2 per tyre. So Charlie doesn't like the domestic headlights, likes the Euro ones. So we'll get some right-hand drive Euro ones if we can. Got a big coolant leak down there. The water pump's absolutely buggered. These things stay shiny forever. They're painted in glazurate. And this one has a lovely big sunroof. Good car. A really nice little car. So there's a bit I've got to do, a bit of work I've got to do on this. And we'll sort of outline that as we do it. A 280 CE, I think I mentioned before, is the one we would have liked. But, you know, that's a smart little car. I paid $4,800 for it, which, you know, it was probably not a bargain, but it certainly wasn't bad given there's pretty much no rust at all. There's a tiny, tiny bit underneath the back, which isn't structural or anything. Anyway, you can't see in there. How many Ks it got? It's got a lot of Ks on it. It's got 290,000 Ks on it. But that doesn't worry me, Merc. Now, just with the recycling thing, this car owes me quite a lot, and I'm giving it away to Graham. But, as I said, I'm a recycling nerd, so it's all recycled stuff in here, with exception to a few other bits and pieces. I've got both guards on, and they're beautiful and straight. That's the one off my red car. And the other one off that silver car, as I mentioned before. I haven't wet sanded the bonnet yet, but this is going to be a smart little vehicle. And that will provide Graham with some nice, reliable wheels. Not very fast wheels, but very, very versatile. So imagine what you can fit in the back of one of these things. Air conditioning's good. It's got the tinted windows. Can't find the other bracket for the power steering, so we'll kiss that goodbye. And as I said, we'll do the service. I might do the service sooner than later. And a cam belt. And it'll be reliable as hell. We've done quite a lot. Just put a new antenna in. And what else have we done? All the dash came out. There was a leak. Pulled all the carpets out. Cleaned them all up. Cleaned all the seat covers. Used some different ones that I had. That's not open. I think I changed the seatbelt or two over, you know, changed the console over. Gee, I can't remember now. I did a heap of stuff to it, big clean up and everything. So I should be finished that quite soon. Right at the start, he's getting fitted out. Sunshine's on there. I've got the little life sticker on there. That's all nice. Good finish on it. Got to make the rest of the car look like that. And this one I've got done. I haven't put the sticker on yet. There's a blemish there, but we'll just touch that up. Right. I also found this. It's a sticker that a guy sent me that says Toyota Starlet plus turbocharger equals smiley face. That's exactly the sort of thing this guy likes. So I reckon it might look good, perhaps on the other side. I've just got to see if it goes on the inside or the outside of the window. I think it goes on the outside. Oh, look, a feather. It's one of those Corel things. There's a, what do you call them? They're everywhere. Loads and loads of them around. Very annoying birds. They make a lot of noise and fill your car up with crap. They're almost as annoying as Steve Carell. This is a genuine lifey sticker. Now, these, where are the long glasses on, have a way of not doing what we want them to. In that some, oh, this one's alright. The other one, oh, it's a good one. The other one stuck to the wood windy. Hang on, concentrate. Stuck to the paper stuck to the bone. Right. Okay. I asked him, I said, do you want those life stickers? Because nobody seems to like them. And he said, oh yeah, you've got to put them on. They give it a certain amount of, I don't know, they're a chick's car from the 90s, I suppose. Right, let's get the bumper on. Oh, I think. I've re-tapped all the threads underneath, as well as sort of all these ones around here. I had to straighten that out because that was the one that had been hit. But it should all be good now. I'll go and get the bumper. Right, now, I'm in very cramped quarters. Okie dokie. This goes sort of like that. Let me just get a thing. That's the way. There's not much holding these on. There's a couple of bolts and clips and stuff like that, but that's about it. So hopefully I'll put this bracket. This doesn't like it's sitting right at the moment. I just want to hang it and then I'll fiddle part around with it. It's really out. Why is it so out? It's out as hell there. That's probably a bit better. Probably still bent at the front though, so. Run out of clips, so need another couple for the inner guard under there. I've got all these ones sorted, although there's two. Hang on a minute. There's two that go here on the outside, and they always seem to. I think the others on my other cars are stuffed as well. I might try and get 6 of them from somewhere. The guard's on, everything's on. That's not buffed yet. Bonnet. The bumper fits well. Everything fits well. So the crash repair, because I cut it over here somewhere and welded a new whole headlight bracket on. Look, it's a tiny bit out. I think that gap there is the indicator. I don't think it's too bad though. It's certainly passable, and I've done a rotten job painting the bumper in that corner there. I might have to try and touch that up a bit, but it's all secure. The inner guard's on there. I haven't got any other splash shields for it for underneath. What else is there? Not really that much. I've got to paint the wiper arms. So I've got the posted surface rust. I've just sort of cleaned all those off. They're ready to go, but I'll have to buy wiper blades for it, or inserts for it. I might actually, when I get it up, the brake fluid's foul. I might replace the brake and clutch fluid for him. Also found these, the caps for the wiper arms. I'll just throw them in the car. I've got a battery tray for it. That's for the high mount brake light, and that's a battery cover. Where is the... Hang on a minute. It was left in here. Hang on a minute. Oh, I've just hurt my finger. I smashed my knee into the Plymouth bumper too. It caned. Well, the lack of bumper, the brackets. Oh, it took me every bit of strength I had not to yell out bad language. That's all cool in there, but I don't know that I've put... No, I didn't put it in there. Did I put a jack and tools in here? I'm going to have to give it a good look over. I'll have to just give it a good look over after. Oh, we got the printed things for that, so that's cool. Ah, I put that sticker on. But I got a crooked, look. Starlet plus turbocharger equals happiness. So yeah, I'll take all these off, and that's all dirty. I cleaned that last day. Oh, I've also got a trim to go in there too. But I'll take the door trims off because I've got to get the locks. I'm not happy with the locks being all different codes. Right, that's empty. Oh, I've got to give it the oil change too. Well, here we are, 7 o'clock in the morning, and this huge cement truck rocked up. And they're going to be laying concrete today. I'm not quite sure if the pumping trucks come. They've taken this temporary fence down and they've laid out this tarp. And they're getting ready to pour the concrete. I've got to go to work, unfortunately. I'd like to stay and watch it. But, yeah, it shouldn't take them too long, I don't think. They're pretty quick, these guys. Oh, the pumping truck. I'm assuming there'll be a couple of truckloads of that because the amount of concrete those guys need is huge. That's what they're pumping it in with. So they're just dropping it into this hopper of sorts and it gets pumped out. Hang on a second, can I see where it's going? It should be going straight in my backyard. It's got a big boom. Oh, gravity fed. Sweet. Let's go have a look in the backyard. That's a decent pipe. We're just going to pump it all in. Just put her out for a quick wee. Couldn't find her collar. Alright, miss. Wee wees. Heidi. We'll have a look, do you? Ivy. Hello. Come on, we'll get back inside. Now I can hear concrete coming through. Oh, here we go. Bit of water coming out the line. Hold on. I've got to go to work in a minute. I'm going to miss this. What? I've got to go to work. I'm going to miss this. I'm bummed. Oh, here we go. When they did Mum's pool, they sprayed it, I think. Yeah. You reckon they'll mind if I stick this on YouTube?
I will subscribe.
Yeah, you can go. How much is a job like this normally?
The pump, or you do?
No, to get that concreted. What do you think it costs normally?
I reckon not good. 200 square. So every $200 per square meter.
Oh yeah, that's a shitload of concrete, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to ask you, how long do I have to wait before I can walk on it?
Actually, you can work on next day, but just not don't put any.
So cars in a couple of weeks?
Yeah. No, few days, but you need to keep spray the water.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Keep it
Keep it hydrated.
Yeah.
So when do I start spraying water on it?
Yeah, every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
That's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of concrete. Backed up in the pipe and one poor bloke got a face full of concrete. Oh, it's finished.
Yeah, nearly.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, does it? Unbelievable. I don't think they've ever worked that quickly. Quite a big day of concreting for those people. Let's have a closer look. I've been around here. That's awesome. I'm actually quite happy with that. Very reasonably priced because I did a lot of the work. But this just means there's room for a couple more cars that I can do work and do all sorts of things. They've used, I think, did I mention before, 130 cubic meters of concrete. An unheard of amount. They've actually taken the box away, so that is the foundation for a brick wall. So that's where the fence will be, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Gee, that works good. These guys are really good. That's a lot of concrete. And that's only one unit. The other one's up there. Plus, that's going to become all driveway anyway. So these guys really on their game. So it's quite a big unit, isn't it? I imagine that's the terrace, the porch. There's brick ledges all around it. And that is all, this is garage here. So that's all residential, I think. I don't know, it's quite big. Anyway. So this is probably more of a big deal to me than anyone else, but I'm sort of really happy about it. I'd been hosing it off per recommendation, just so it didn't crack while I was waiting for them to put these expansion line cuts in. First bit of furniture to be moved in, cup of tea. Stacks of concrete here, very, very thick in this area down here, which we knew. That boxing will stay there, and they've ramped it up from where the original floor is, because that was right down there. So it sort of comes up, you can see against the boxing, it's about an inch down there, and then it's level by here, so that's cool. It makes the fence a hell of a lot stronger too, because we've got a bit of concrete down in here as well. And some of the concrete juice came out the other side, but it's made it very, very strong, and I don't think they will have problems with that fence bowing anymore. But it's looking really good. So that door's knackered. That was half broken anyway. I've got to pull the boxing out of here because I've set up the gap so that when it's clad with the, what do you call them, coming out here, I can't remember what they're called now, it'll fall over the edge of that, so you won't get any water coming in. That boxing has to come out too. That belongs to next door, and it's a shame because I've got to keep it sort of cordoned off because the dogs will poo in here, and I don't want that. They put a curtain there because when they, I don't know if you noticed in the footage, there was a big bang, a huge, sounded like an explosion, but it was an airlock because the crane actually had the concrete line right up, and of course there was a lot of sort of velocity coming down, and weight behind it, I'd imagine, so, you know, it did let go in quite a big way. That's the stormwater inspection, so we'll have a paver sitting over that, just so we know where it is, and it's all good. I'm absolutely stoked with that. It gives me the room I need. So they put that curtain there to stop the XC getting concrete all over it. I didn't think of that because I thought, oh, it's just going to ooze out, which it kind of did, but it had a lot of weight behind it. So when it let go, it really let go. I've got to think about a way of doing this. I've put shade cloth, which looks crap, but I wanted to like do something there. I'm not really sure what yet, but that can come later. There's still a little bit of mucking around I've got to do, but for the moment, we've came out to a long weekend. We can take that wall out. So before we do, I was running some bolts through these two supports here, roof supports, and then I can take that centre column out, and that means it'll open it right up, and of course that wood will come off. Most of it will go there, but I'm sort of enjoying the fact that it's so open and nice, you know. But in the winter that'll sort of change and I want a wall there, so you know, we'll suck it and see how that goes. Well, I pulled the boxing away. Check this out, it's so thick. It's all just solid concrete. Brilliant. So that's hoist safe. It might need a little bit more on that side, but I doubt it. I think that's going to be thick enough too. But it is absolutely thick, which is awesome. Walking on the new concrete. Oh yes, look at that walk. I don't know why you're excited about it. It's the cars. You're putting cigarettes out. I haven't done this in ages. That's right, darling. Did you look at your canister?
Oh no, I thought you were going to like show it to me, so I waited to open it.
Oh no, here, we'll go in. Right, Mercedes-Benz 230E water pump. And it's a bit windy. Now, I left the car at the end of the drive thinking, I've done a million water pumps. They don't worry me, it's pretty easy. These things are a bugger to get off because they use an electric clutch for the viscous coupling. Well, it's not a viscous coupling, I suppose. So it's an electromagnet there with a loom that comes off, and this thing's leaking through the front of the pump, if you can see there. So the pump's shagged. The only thing is, this thing uses a bleeder at the top there that goes onto the top of the thermostat housing. I've got a top hose for it, which is nothing like the original, so I don't know what's going on there. But all this has probably got to come off again to do timing change. But the air pump's the thing I've got to fix for roadworthy. So it's not the easy job I thought it'd be. It's a pain in the neck. Even when you look at the new pump, it's kind of weird. I hope that's right. I'm really hoping that's right, because if it's not, I'm in strife. Anyway, we'll keep going. And after all that, the pump's wrong. I checked the date and everything on the seller's thing, and it said it was all right. And around the perimeter it looked all right with these two hoses here, and there's a block off around the other side, and the big spigot here, and the bolt patterns at the top looked all right. But this whole hub section here, where that clutch goes, is completely different. And the moment I pulled the pulley off, I kind of knew it when that big steel wedge wasn't there. So the hub's different. It's completely wrong. So I'm going to have to kind of pop it back together so it doesn't, well, it's leaking, but just so I can start it and move it. That's a pain in the neck. Oddly enough, I never realised we had 16 cars here. There's the old XD. I did a service on it, and I did the coolant and everything in the last video. You probably remember it. I did an oil change, oil and filter change, just drove it, filled up with fuel. Bluey, I've got to get into this too. This is a nice little car. I will finish it at some point. I've got to do some front end bushes and this sort of stuff, and then it's pretty much finished. Graham's car, this is going reasonably shortly. I haven't buffed out the bonnet yet, but it is looking quite smart. I'll make sure I don't get hit by a car. It's looking very good actually. I'm quite happy with that. A bit more work to do on it, yeah, before it's finished. Grey starling, and too many. And of course, they're all down there as far as you can see. Well, I serviced this yesterday. I gave it an oil and filter change. And just brought it back here. I might do the XW today too. got on this. Oh, she'll be right. That's what the old Aussie's saying. Has that got enough? Maybe a tiny bit more. We're good. You didn't see that, right? Maybe in there too. You're supposed to tip the thing sideways so water doesn't go everywhere, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter. As long as we don't get any water in the power steering, that'd be kind of bad. But it'd been, still got plenty. But it's cold. Might put too much oil in it though, I reckon. And I think I'll go and do the XW now. Oh, we'll just let it set. I've just moved it back. I could use it to drop more. Okay. I think I better do some more miles in this car. It is dirty though, look. See, it's dirty. Woohoo. Yeah. I'm actually a bit embarrassed because I think, hang on, how many miles have I done? I'll put that in too. I bought another one of those because that one over there fell out. It's like new car this. I reckon I've done, how many miles have I done? I think it was 155 over and above that. So 145 it was. So 800 and, yeah, not even 1,000 miles. That's actually shameful. I better hurry up, it's going to bloody rain. That's not good. Gotta get that guy out too. That needs to be started. I haven't cleaned this up since it flooded. I'd actually like to power wash the whole floor. You can see where the clay mud was coming in. And that wall has to come out. And I've got to wash this car. And I've got to get ready to start painting as well. Yeah, the oil's pretty clear. It's not, I don't know why I haven't driven it that much. It's not a, it's not like it's a, you know, special car. It is to me because it was a tribute to an XY Fairmont that the old man had, even though it's an XW Falcon 500. But it's not special. It's not a ex-police car or a GT or anything like that. It's just a bubblegum little Falcon 500. But and I did what everyone does. I put a V8 in a 6-cylinder car. But it's, I guess it's special to me because it was a tribute. I am going to order a new set of 289 hypo exhaust manifolds. That's one, and it's all cracking and peeling. This one here is 302, and it doesn't fit very well. Well, it does. It's been, the pipe's bent and all, but it's got the choke takeoffs there that are broken, and I just don't like that look. So I might also swap the coolant out because it was never. Oh, can't get that off. There we go. It's running low on glycol, so I'll flush there. Not flush it, I don't have to flush it, but I'll just put some new coolant in. That radiator was a bargain. It's a great big wide thing, and it had it's a Windsor one, so it take off at both sides. And they're really, really hard to get. Well, they were at the time when I did this car, but I love the old thing, but I just don't use it enough. But, you know, prices are coming down. I don't care what the prices are. I don't care if this car was worth $3,000, I'd still keep it. There we go. Nice and clean. Awesome. It'd be pretty easy to mock as a GT, this car. Although the interior is XY, not XW, but I was never going to do that. It's full of reproduction GT stuff. So, you know, even that cross member thing where the jack is, that's a GT one, the 6-cylinder one I pulled out. But I'm pretty happy with how it all looks. Excellent. I'll just change that oil filter and we're good. Ooh, I can't get that off. Hang on a minute. I was never going to do this as a GT. A lot of people ask me. Hang on. Okay. All right, way, yep. Why don't you do it as a GT? And I never wanted to. It was always a tribute to the old man's car. But truth is, you get a lot more money for it if it was. And I've seen a lot of GT replicas go for massive amounts of money. And they're not half the car this is. Like, this is a rust-free XW. There's not many of those around. And it was a very good body to begin with. Although I did put 2 new floors in the front. And patches around the place and all that sort of stuff. But it was a very good shell. It's on its original sill panels. Rear floors. Torque boxes are mint. It really is in great condition. And, you know, even the oil's nice and clean. But I would have this over a lot of the other cars I've seen for sale. Not because it's mine, but because I know I did it really well. Or I think I did. And, you know, everything checked out. I checked every single part. I've seen this car in absolutely last nut and bolt. And a lot of them you see advertised for $80,000, $90,000 are just not worth that in my book. So it's kind of crazy what people ask for them. But, you know, it is what it is. You always prefer your own stuff, I guess. I've dropped this in the oil. I've just got to get it out and use it more. There's a car show coming up which I've got to go to, but I don't know, half the time I can't be bothered, you know. Let's fill it with oil, we're good. I started doing that hose and then realised we got one of these. Where is it? There. And it's just not green enough, you know what I mean? It's not dirty. It's all so dirty. The good thing about new radios, new bits and pieces like this, is nothing's blocked. It's all in good condition. I just tipped a bit of fuel down the carburetor. This thing hasn't been started in months. We'll see what it's like with no oil pressure. Should be nice and quiet. Beautiful. And the coolant that came out wasn't even dirty really, but I'll let this warm up a little bit. Actually, I'll just stick that on. I'll reverse it up. I've got to have a look at the XC. Sounds tough at Windsor. Oh, this is Starlight Parcel Tray. What are we going to do? Let's just lift that up. I'm going to dust that off actually. She'll be right. It's dirty. Finish this thing. Look how dirty it is. What's that? It's so filthy. Oh, that's just a bit of fluff. It's just a mess. I don't deserve a car like this if I'm not going to look after it. But, well, what's that from? Style wood. I don't know what that's from. I'll put it under this $2 coin on the plumie. Right. What I've got is this card to finish off. Let's have a look. Let's take that wall down. It's all the stuff off here, and there's a great big huntsman the size of your hand on here the last time I saw it. Oh, that's XDXE. Let's start taking stuff off. They're the original spare belts for the XD. It was in the boot. I remember putting it up there. I just had to find a box for that stuff. There's a lot of crap here. 429. Are they FE or 385 big block? I can't remember. Probably FE. Exhaust manifold gaskets. I can't even remember what some of this stuff is. A Wolseley 2480 taillight. I'll take that flag off and I'll give it a wash. Where's that friggin' huntsman? I don't want to surprise while I'm up a ladder. I'm not scared of them, but I don't like them on me. I'm sort of scared of them being on me, if that makes any sense at all. Whoops, there's a clock. That was Susie's. Don't want to break it. This is a good thing to keep. I thought it fit the XC. An XT fans are offset. Well, the radiator support's completely different, and they look offset. Where can I put this in a safe spot? That looks fairly safe. I'll just go around and take off this gaskets, MGB, and all sorts of stuff here. I don't know about that stuff. So I'm just going to go around and take these out, because a lot of them I reuse. I thought I heard someone whistle at me. So I'm just going to go around and take the rest of this stuff off. And, oh, I should take this plastic off, shouldn't I? Somebody, oh, they put it there to stop the concrete splashing onto the XC. Oh, look at this. Hang on. It's come apart. There's actually starter bars in there too. And it's got a crack. That's why it was so much lower on that side. I'll tell you what, that's going to be a stronger, that could continue to dip. This is 100, yeah, that's come right apart. About 12 mil or so. The whole thing's gone like that. Oh well. This was cheap. This was, that concrete slab with Rio and starter bars plus the spar slab was $1,500 cash. Prices have gone up since then. Now let's have a look up here. What can we take off next? Yeah, it was that big one Huntsman we shoot away came in up here, so I don't know where he is now. But we'll just sweep this stuff off. One of them shed their skin there. That's pretty benign. Hang on a minute. See, they... Where's a better shot? There. That's the skin. Good trick to play is you put one of them on someone's shoulder and they go nuts. They don't for ages, but if you pick it up you can just squash it, turns into dust because the spider's long gone. And I even flinched just doing that. So let's take this crap out now. I'll get that thing off, sweep it off, and I'll put that in the wash and we'll take these bits of wood down. Oh, it's got drawing pins in it. I thought I'd do this big thing where it just falls down and there's just bloody drawing pins in it. And I'll reuse this. I always use it for toolboards. I've got it all around the place, look. All around there. That's normally where I sit to do the intro in that corner over there. No, and some over there next to Plymouth. That's bloody everywhere. It's just $12. I think it was $12 or something. It's just really cheap chipboard from Bunnings. 12 mil, sorry. Just, but very good for what I wanted to do. And it's lasted. I think I put all this stuff up in 2007. It was. So a little while ago now. It's been up there for a while. Anyway, well, I'll wash this flag and I'll put it back up in the new part of the building. It's not really a building, a shed. It's probably a better way to put it. But I've never used drawing pins. I might just chuck them out. You're a dick.
Oh wow, great content.
That's what I live with.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Okay, this is gonna. How am I going to put this down? Hang on. Sweet. I thought that was a spider.
Oh,
I thought it was a spider. It's just a cobweb. Alright, here we go.
Is there a clean space?
Okay.
Is there a clean space I can put my white jacket?
In here, you gotta be kidding me.
I'll put it on.
Put it on the motorbike. So that's clean. Oh, the first glimpse. Look at the extra room. There's actually not that much. Charlie's disgusted with the look of the car.
It's disgusting.
Anyway.
He yells at me about my belongings. I'm like, that is actual bullshit.
It's not actual bullshit.
It is.
It's not.
I keep my car so clean. You have no clue.
I do. Hope I don't smash up the MG. I've got to do body work on it anyway. Still, it wouldn't be very handy. Just look where they land. Champion. That should relent. Oh Christ, this is the top one too. This one too. That's it. Now I'm just going to screw those things back in. Well, it's much easier to walk around without the welder there. I'm putting the bikes under that carport. These are still very close together, these two. The MG will come over, and if we go, it's even more room here. If we go down here, and that is cramped, this is pretty ridiculous, but still better than what it was. Oh, we've got the EJ here. Now I'm putting ladders up the top, along. I'm going to put a skirt over the top of it, like a hat, so that rain doesn't come in. So this will all stay dry in here, and that gives me quite a bit of room. Of course, the bikes for storage can just stay there for now, but the XA will eventually go here, and it's quite a lot of room. So that's still going to be full, but more workable than what it is now. So I might even extend that roof over and then cap it off so there's direct access into there. Pave that and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, but for the moment that's a heck of a lot better than it was. I've just got to move the MG over and do something about the workbenches there, because they're less than satisfactory. I'm not really happy with them, and they've always been challenging to work with, but only because I've got loads of crap. But we'll find it out. We'll find a way to make it work a lot better than it did. At the moment I'm very excited. And it's just going to make life a little bit easier than what it's been. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I might actually start doing this tomorrow. Tomorrow's a public holiday, so I can start pulling that apart, because there's shelter here now. I can put stuff in boxes just on the floor. We're not supposed to. Tomorrow's a week since it's been down, so you're not meant to park on it for a week. But there's no weight in it, so I figured, look, it's 10 inches thick. It should be all right. If it's not, it's my mistake. It's all good. And I'll put a piece of wood under that stand too. Anyway, whatever the case, take good care of yourselves. Enjoy a classic, and I'll see you soon.